Test, test, test. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Y'all So Nice Studios here in city of Pomona. We got a special guest going on here today. Of course, we got the host, Danny Poison, Jimmy Thrill in the house. Give him a round of applause. That's how we do it. Hold on. You know what? Before we get started, just wanted to get a little rhythm going on. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of rhythm. So, just like I tell everybody, you know, before we get started, let's go ahead and get sharing is caring. So everybody grab their phones. Because we got a great host showing up, Mr. Jimmy Roca. He's going to be giving us his yesteryear's present and his future. So give us a couple minutes, we'll get started, and we'll see where we go from there.
It's not logging on there. Manuel, where's it at?
Hey, can somebody open the door?
Open the door. Okay, but it's not showing over here. Can you find it, Julian? 111.
Te conocí, en mi pueblo te conseguí, en mi esquina te conquisté, toda la noche te cantaré. El Ecuador, el Ecuador, el Ecuador es mi país. El Ecuador, el Ecuador, el Ecuador es mi país.
Tiene su billete, también su piquete. Le gusta que interprete, que el mejor la apriete. Ese ya le mete, tiene para la amiga, te buscan con vete. Cuello blanco y virado el banco.
All right, we're almost there, guys. We got Mr. Danny Poison going to the restroom. We're almost there, guys. Just having a little technical difficulties. And got my boy Leo Abril on the ones and twos, tearing it up. And we got special guest Jimmy Roca showing up, giving us the heads up on what's going on in the past, the present, the future. Give us one more minute, guys. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. So, just give you the heads up, you know, this is Yasso Nice Studios here in Pomona, California. I got my actual host, Danny Bad Boy, Poison, and Jimmy Thrill, boys from Brazil, on the actual microphone. So I won't talk too much. I'm just going to go ahead and give it to them right away. So let's get a round of applause of our host of the mostest. Here we go.
What's going on, people? Thank you for signing in and checking out the show for tonight. We've got special guests in here with Mr. Jimmy Thrill.
Mr. Poison, thank you
Yes,
for getting
sir.
here only 20 minutes early, late. But I do appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Mania, for your hard work. Leo, once again, I do appreciate all you guys. This is very difficult to do this show because we're all amateurs.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
And
So-
no one knows how to stay on time. But it's all fun and games. But one thing I can really, really say is that this is truly a production. This seems difficult, man.
You all right? Hey, let me say hi to a couple of people here. We got
Who's
Paul.
there?
Paul Navarez, he's watching.
Hi there, Mr. Paul.
Paula Quinn Largo. That's Tony Largo's sister.
Hey, don't they have an event coming up?
Yep. That's Does Your Mama Know? DMYK. Next week.
Does your mama know I took her panties?
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, Carlos Morales.
Oh, you don't want to say that, man.
We see you right there. Mr. Vega's here. Can you get Rafael?
Vega.
Hey, Rafael, come over here real quick, man.
Hey, come on, say hello.
Show us your AC/DC t-shirt.
Oh.
All right.
Hey, no, what do you got coming up? What, tomorrow? Oh, who? Oh, wait, I thought they were going to come. What happened? Is Pierre involved? Hey, is that lady picking outside? I know. Hey, I don't want to protest here. Oh, but it should have a good event tomorrow. No, it's gonna get busy. Okay, good. It'll be a lot of fun. Where's it at? Quiet Cannon. All right. So the first 1,000 people are free. All right, let's go.
Oh, here it is. You got to check out the Does Your Mama Know DYMK official group page. Let me see if I can post it in the copy in the link here. I'll fiddle with this, but go ahead.
Now, those are for all your vampires from 3 o'clock till the sun comes up the next day.
It used to be.
Used to be.
Now it's going to be regular hours.
Oh.
Regular. But let's go ahead and introduce
Okay.
our special
Well,
guest.
before we go that way, I do want to say special thanks to, once again, to my brother, Mr. Manuel, my friend Leo. I do the staff here this is really difficult to do this show, especially. Look, I've been doing this for that third event. It's so hard without my wife. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's hard to keep this house clean.
That's your better half.
Yeah, dude, for sure she's the MVP. But nevertheless, hey, where were you anyways? Where were you earlier?
I was at a wedding rehearsal. Stars getting married.
Someone's gonna marry her?
Yep.
Ooh, there's hope for you, Jaime. There's hope for you. True love, true love. But nevertheless, the next person coming up is a personal friend of mine. And you know what? I know him for what, 20, 25 years? You know, the only thing I can say about this guy is that, well, a word that just keeps on coming to my mind, you know, because obviously, you know, if you don't know, he's from Ecuador, that's where I'm from. But it's just, I've learned this as a kid, and the only word that comes to my mind is the word chévere. This guy is chévere. Ese pana está chévere. He's cool as hell. There's no one that can match this guy because he's just simple, real cool, easygoing. I got nothing but love for this guy. Do you know him?
We'll just say he's the gentleman's gentleman.
Very, very, very true. No, go ahead, by all means. We have no rules here. Once again, we have Mr. Jimmy Roca. Come on in, let's go. Play that song, Leo.
All right, that's the man. That's the man. Here we go. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Jimmy Roca. There we go.
Let me come over here, man. Let me come over here in a second. See, I had a sound on my toes right there, man. Shit. All right.
Hey, Jimmy, you think it's possible to move him a little closer? Does his cable reach over here a little bit? That way, yeah, get a little.
There you go.
True love. What, you're gonna cup a feel or something?
See, I want to be the meat in the middle.
Oh, of course.
See, I'm looking at the screen action. Maybe you could zoom in a little bit. Who's controlling the video zoom?
That's Mr. Manuel.
Oh, can you zoom in on us?
Well, you know, he wants you to, you know, look a little bit better looking, but
No?
you know,
Okay.
You don't have filters? You don't have filters? No, you're good. You're good. Let's run. What? Oh my God. You know, it's the glare from his head is getting to him. But by all means, what's going on, Mr. Poison?
Well, it's a Friday night. Here we are, getting together, getting a little chit chat going on. Anybody have any questions in the
Jimmy,
streaming audience?
How was traffic over here? Because obviously you were here on time.
No, I just left home early, did my rounds.
Thank you so much. You know, respect for people. You know, no all of a sudden people getting married out of the blue. You know, have like a month ahead of time. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Sorry, congratulations.
No, but I had a question for Jimmy here, Mr. Roca.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
so how did you get started in the club business?
Well,
Hit the brakes. Well, we're getting there, man.
No, I want to know, man.
No cough and feel. You know, let's warm up to the guy. You know, give him a huggy. Okay, here we go.
so I'm ready.
Wait,
I can
wait,
answer that, or you guys tell me.
Before, Manuel, tell him what seat he's in, Mr. Manuel. What seat is he in?
What seat is he in? City of Pomona. We're at Y'all So Nice Studios, you
Not
guys.
city, not the ghetto. No, he's in the hot seat. Where we go?
Yeah, he's in the hot seat. Yeah. Let's ask him some
are you
questions.
sleeping?
But you know what? I gotta give you a round of applause, Jimmy. Thank you so much for showing up, man. You know.
No, thank you, Manuel.
Yeah.
Appreciate you and all your guys, DJ Leo, these gentlemen here, Jimmy, and the legend over here, Danny, and
Mr. Danny Poison.
everybody else here. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, let's get him in the hot seat. Let's get him
What do we do with this
Right.
big old black screen?
right in front, Jim.
No, I was supposed to turn on later. I'm sorry. You know, that's what happens after a couple drinks. Okay, here we go. All right. What are we connecting?
Oh, even look, Carlos says, cameraman, just a bit closer.
Zoom. He wants to zoom.
Are you,
Zoom it in.
are you gonna play the
I have pictures.
Saturday Night Fever? Or
I have pictures. Like when you're like 2 years old.
classic.
Here we go. Oh. What happened?
What's your goal here?
So before we get to our
Jimmy
interview,
broke the TV.
Jimmy has to break the TV.
Okay, skip the pictures.
Music.
We are truly amateurs.
Music. All right, okay.
I'm also seeing a little block on Jimmy's face right there. Oh my God, this camera.
Hey,
All right.
Larga, I put the link to the DYMK show next week.
Are you gonna play?
Yeah, I'm going to play.
Nah.
Well, I didn't say what I'm gonna play with. Yeah.
Again. All right. We go for dancing? Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Screw it.
Okay. So in the
All right,
beginning.
you ready to go? Okay, Mr. Jimmy. Where do we all come from? Where, like, where come from? Where did it all start?
I'll tell you, I would do parties when I was like in the 7th grade. I grew up in the East Hollywood. I went to LeConte Junior High right next to KTLA 5. So I was on that side of town, and I started having parties at the house with about maybe 15 of us. When I was about 12, 13, 14, they started growing and growing and growing. And then
Your first house party.
my first house party, you get all the butterflies. You're like, what am I doing? Nobody's coming. And then, you know, if you spread the word, they'll show up. So it's a lot of pressure to put on an event, thinking, you know, all the fears come in, but you got to go past the fears.
Hey, who sponsored it?
Probably mom and dad, like you had mentioned. Who else? Yeah. But it would probably be like on birthday. It would probably, I think there were birthday parties, because my brother's birthday is July 23rd and mine's August 11th. So I'm pretty sure that was the case, because in junior high, some way, somehow, because of my cousin Eddie, we would hang out. He dated, who he married, a cheerleader. And so
He married a cheerleader?
Yes.
Are they still married?
Yes.
Nah.
Oh, he's a stud. He's he's something else. Really proud of him. He works in law enforcement. And so next thing you know, it would be like all the cheerleaders and all the drill team, my cousin, my brother and I. It was the Rocas.
The best promoter, huh?
Yeah.
The girlfriend, the wife.
And so I was the youngest, and then eventually I became like the cheerleader of the cheerleaders and doing events, and I basically hung out with girls. I hung out with so many girls that all the guys would hang out, and next thing you know, I had a lot of guy friends. Never realized why until later, until even today's date, you know, it's because, you know, I was friendly and nice to the ladies. My mom raised me right, so I was always a gentleman with the ladies, absolutely.
All right. So from there, what point did you start, like, you know, was this promoting? Because the reason I ask is that Danny came from, you know, the traditional house parties, and, you know, as you taught me, it's just house party, go to the club, and open a couple doors for myself. Thank you, Mr. Poison. But you're just a little unique.
Well,
I mean, you didn't do the technical same role as everyone else.
No. So what happened is that, I don't know, I feel very lucky. I've always thought this within myself, that I was very blessed to, like, love people, you know, humans, you know, anybody you see, you just have a compassion for people. And so I just really never had anything towards people but love and happiness. And it goes back to my parents. You know, I had a great childhood, so I was always having a good
Your parents
time.
were at the clubs?
No. But the Roca Entertainment is my dad. That's
for sure.
Mr. Jefe Roca Entertainment.
My mom will go to the clubs all the time.
Yeah.
My brother
Yeah.
would take her.
So then what happened was that during that time, you know, cruising was happening. So my brother would take me cruising, and we'd go like Stadium Way, Elysian Park. And obviously during that time, I would hear about Danny's parties and flyers. And I was like, who are these guys?
Poison.
Who's that guy?
What's going on? But while they were doing the parties, I was having my own party. Because, you know, I was just very friendly, very sociable, and I would connect people. So then my parties grew from, you know, 10, 15 people to a couple of hundred. And then what happened was, when I was 15, my parents got my brother and I like these little mini trucks. So I started cruising, hanging out.
What was the name of the mini trucks?
Oh, the club in itself was Sporty Toys. That's the club, but I had my own little logo on my tailgate.
What was your logo?
Oh man. Now you're gonna make me blush. So, man,
Come on, let it out. Come on.
yeah. So back then it was so stupid.
Leave it on the floor. Leave it on the floor.
I was 16, you know. So back then it was all about stupid like scamming. So it was me and my buddy Kevin. We called ourselves Scam Patrol because we were just always looking to have a good time. Like during that time, you had fights and gangs and all these other things, and I was like, go on, you know. My thing was having a good, decent time with friends, and a lot of them were girls. And then so
with Scam Patrol.
Well, Sporty Toys.
Oh, Sporty Toys. Okay.
That was like
well, yours was Scam Patrol.
No. That was the alter ego that existed without me knowing.
Did you have a truck, Mr. Poison?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have a truck. I had a lot of vehicles, but I did have a 1959 Volkswagen convertible. It was lavender.
Was that the one that you bought from Cortez?
Yeah, I bought that from Joe Cortez.
Oh wow.
Joe Cortez, Caddies.
Yeah. So I always saw those trucks and those cars and those vans, but so I would recognize and I liked it and I looked up to all that stuff. I was all caught up in the scene, but
How did you go?
What is that?
Press the button to Manuel. What's wrong with the computer?
yeah.
All right. Anyways, here we go. Go ahead.
So basically, I was always having a good time, Again, had a lot of good close friends, and it was always nice, decent fun. Even though I knew those things was going on, I wasn't caught up in that. I was just caught up in having a lot of fun.
Okay.
And then so that club, next thing you know, I'm hanging out with 30, 40, 50 girls, which to this day are friends of mine. We still stay in touch. We laugh about this all the time. But then, so here's 2, 3 guys hanging out with 25 girls. All of a sudden, we got, 30, 40 guy friends that came out of nowhere. They, so next thing you know, we're hanging out, and we'd meet at my house, and it would be, 16 trucks would show up, just guys. So then the girls would get in 2, 3 trucks, and we go cruise Hollywood, because
Elysian Park.
Well, the thing is that I went to Hollywood High, which was a cool thing, but it was more like back then, call it funk or hip hop, but there was no disco.
So let me get this right. You're the probably very few Hispanics in Hollywood High, and they played,
No, there were Hispanics, but they were from Central America.
Not like Garfield.
Well, they weren't the party disco scene. There was you wouldn't see any bugs or motorcycles or like, what Danny had that started and established with other legends that basically opened up the doors for people like myself. Directly or indirectly, they paved the way, and you got to recognize that. And so what happened was, I, at the end of the day, would look up to that, but I was having so much fun, but it was on the other side of town. But since there was no disco, I would then go cross town just to hang out with the Latino people and feel that disco, baby.
Hey, what year was that?
That was like about 87.
Oh, okay.
87.
Mid 80s and on, that's when I started working clubs in Hollywood. So I kind of stopped throwing parties, but then I entered a new, I guess, scene altogether.
Yeah.
Freshman year, 87. Hey, so back to disco. So disco was your thing?
So I like disco because my mom's brother liked disco like in the 70s and the beaches and all that stuff. So when I went to school, the kids were Caucasian, and they would say they like K-rock and all this heavy stuff, and they would ask me, what do you like? And I would say disco, and they would laugh at me. And I was like, you laugh all you want. I'm not insecure about that one. I know what I like, and it's cool. So I, it was my uncle who got me into that scene, and I was not apologizing for anything. And so, and the other thing is that I played sports. So when you play sports, and I was very humble but very good. I always had the worst team, but we beat all the best guys, and that taught me a lot of social skills of not caring who or what's, and just focus on your stuff and just go for it.
Danny's a big disco guy.
Yeah.
Hey, we're talking to Jimmy earlier, actually last week, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a dance off. No, I'm sitting around.
I brought my dancing shoes.
Because Danny can move. I seen him move. He can move, so I don't know. That's later. That's the VIP section only.
I will defer to Danny and humble myself and give him the victory. I will not compete.
No bids, no bids.
No. Danny's a legend.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. So from there, you went from disco. You went from where? Let's say after high school.
So after high school, I started working in the family business, and then I had a girlfriend that pretty much made me go to college. I didn't go by choice.
Which one?
I went to, at the end of the day, I hung out and partied so much, I was a high school dropout. But then I went to...
High school dropout.
Yeah, definitely. Then I went to Glendale College and took the general ed. And then I found out through a counselor, Salud, that you don't have to get your degree. So when I transferred over to Cal State LA, and again, I was going to school because my first love, my first girlfriend, kind of made me do it, and I did.
She break your heart?
I broke her heart, and then it went both ways. It was my fault for sure.
Always, huh?
Young and dumb, and so.
Well, look who's walking in the room. Your first ex-girlfriend.
Who's that?
Just kidding.
Yeah.
And 6 kids. That's exactly.
Fine.
Hey, well, the two of them look like you.
No, not at all, not at all.
Hey, his name is Roca. His name is Roca.
So then what happened, Jimmy, is that I wound up going to college, but during that time when I was working for the family, man, like I saw.
What business is your family in?
So they were in the garment business. They would sew like for Make Company, Broadway, and all that
Equa.
stuff. Equa, yeah.
Equa mine.
A lot of Ecuadorians had those factories. But so what happened is what's happening today with our society, you had like Prop 187 with Wilson. They were going after the Latinos. So I saw that they were messing with, the immigration was coming to the factories, messing with the employees, but not messing with the ownership, my uncle. And then I saw how they were exploiting, pretty much taking advantage. You know, minimum wage was like $3.50, and they're like, oh,
$3.50
an hour. But then they're like, you know what? We're gonna Prop 187 you, and we're gonna open up the borders. They came.
And they moved it to 425, no?
Say it again.
They moved it to 425 after that.
Well, I don't recall, but what I do recall was that during that time they were persecuting people like it's happening right now. And then they started opening up the borders. So my family, my uncle, started doing business in Mexico. So that basically it came down to, we pay you $3.50 an hour, or we pay you $3.50 a day. So they were always targeting the Hispanics. And when I went to college, that was part of my major, the Spanish civilization, the market. So I was like, I'm learning some stuff that barely we're talking about today, the Latino, the power, the this, the that.
And that really got you, huh?
It got me so much because it pissed me off that I just thought it was unfair. But during that time when I got the major, I mean, my students, we were correcting La Opinion's grammar. In other words, we were like, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, we were like cutting edge. And then so I'm teaching about the injustices.
So anyway,
yeah.
You're a teacher.
I was a high school teacher at Verdugo Hills High School in Tujunga for the LAUSD.
What grade?
So it was high school.
High school, so
I was a campus aide, what they used to call a narc.
Yeah.
So that let me deal with all the fights and all the stuff. That it prepped me for the club business. Yeah.
Of course.
So I became dean of students of the clubs because you know how people behave at the nightclubs, right?
Oh, wow.
So then, with that being said, I started doing like a fundraiser to kind of like, can we reroute the Latino money? Because back then we were spending like $500 billion into the economy, but we were not receiving anything. Today it's $4 trillion, and the Latinos are still not receiving that money. So I was like, how do we reroute that? I'll buy from you, you buy from you. You know, it sounds crazy because we have the hating, the machismo, and that's what really kills it. But the Koreans do it, the Jews do it, the Chinese do it.
They keep the money with themselves.
Yeah, and it empowers one another. But you know,
Koreatown.
Yeah, of course, right? But at the end of the day, I was coming from that. That's why I learned the books. I was like, man, we got to empower people. So then I thought, okay, all these clubs that we go to, who owns it? Non-Latinos. Who are those 2,000 people waiting in line? Latinos.
See, that's
that's what motivated me. That's what motivated me to. That's where I was like, this is my fight.
See, that's the genius of Jimmy, because you know when he looked at a club, you know, when I was trained is you talk to the owner, make a deal, go out to the bar, and go from there. But you took a couple steps further. You went after ownership.
I did. So I never saw the Latinos, the promoters. I never saw them as competition. I was always like, so I wasn't from the scene, and who am I to judge? If anything, I've enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
So I was more of a cheerleader and a fan, but I couldn't say I belonged because I know I didn't.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get into the club business, but it was more like, because what I did is I started a nonprofit with a bunch of teachers from my major, and they're all teaching at Lincoln, Franklin, all the schools. And I said, hey man, you know what? I started going to all these clubs, you know, Limon y Menta, the Sticks in Whittier, the Mayan. I go, hey, you know, I'll bring you 300 people. They'll pay $10 and just give away a scholarship. I'm gonna work for free.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, everybody's just chasing me out, 86ing me. And so I just, you know.
But before that, did you do house parties?
I would do a lot of house parties. If you went to my parties, like the people that went to those parties were fun. And it was, you know how back then you do a party and you got strangers? Yeah. Oh no, let's say I would call you and say, Jimmy, you're invited. You can't tell Danny, you can't tell your brother. Yeah. You're not welcome to tell anybody. But then I would call Danny. And then I'd invite him separately. So I kept it very, very tight.
So let me ask you this. Okay, because I've done a lot of house parties. And, you know, I went through the struggles. Thank you, Danny. But you know, what was your biggest failure? Because obviously you had a lot of success. Where did you fail the most?
I failed the most in thinking that people cared. Nobody cares.
Not then, huh?
And then one of the things I taught.
What about you, Poison?
My failures?
Yeah. What was your biggest failure at a house party? Because you've done a lot.
Rainy days.
Yeah.
But you know what? Wait a minute.
Rainy days, man.
That's where your true colors come out. Because when the rainy days, the real party people come out. The freakies come out. All the hoes come out on rainy days. Hey, if you can't score on a rainy day, you got some serious problem.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. if you're going out and it's raining, there's an issue.
Yeah.
So, besides the rainy day, what was your worst night at a club? Oh, at a house party, which was the worst one of all?
Well, I mean, like I said, it was just we had bad weather, I mean, DJ wouldn't have their system out, so if you don't have a system, there's no sound, people aren't going to pay to come in, so that was a negative.
Wow. Go ahead, Mr. Jimmy.
No. So my focus was always on the venues, the owners, the management, because they would keep basically the bar was theirs, the door was theirs. But I remember during that time when I started kind of knocking and figuring out, and I remember that the promoters would get the most was 30% of the door, and they would have to pay rent. And so then I saw same problem. The Latino money is being taken by someone that's not Latino, which is cool. This is America, but because we're not doing anything about it. And then I thought, that's going to be my beef. So my beef or my motivation was these owners. And I said, that's who I'm worried about. That's who I'm worried about. That's who should most likely be worried about me. And I just worked like, it was intense the way I worked because I knew that I had to prove it to myself, like my biggest competitor was myself, and that's all I was focused on, my business. And then again, my motivation was to educate, because during that time, the fastest growing business people in the country are Latinas. Fastest growing people graduating from college are Latinas.
Didn't they say a lot of women make 70% decisions of the family hold?
Oh, I don't know about
I
that.
saw it somewhere.
But what I did see is that what is the Latina overcoming? Even though we're talking about, so I use basically entertainment because nobody cared. But I was like, okay, cabron, I'm gonna get your attention, you effer. So I started doing basically parties to get people's attention. And then so what I did is I got like 17 teachers to kind of do a nonprofit, but they're like, we need $20,000. So I said, I'll raise the money. Next thing you know, I got pulled into the club business sin querer queriendo.
Let me ask another question. Before you did all these clubs, and what promoter name did you use on a house party?
So there was really nothing. I didn't really use a name.
Just your name.
Just my name. But I'll tell you why I used my name because, and I think I said the story. So one time I was in Pasadena at the Muse, and the owner was Chinese, right? And I'm trying to go get the venue, and he tells me, we don't want Mexicans here. And I'm already a high school teacher, and I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to hit this guy in the face and walk
Was that
out.
before I met you or after?
Probably before. So
okay.
just having to deal with that. Or I would call to get a venue, and they say no to me. I'd call my Ecuadorian friend who's a chiropractor, a doctor. He would call. They're like, yes, it's available. So my beef for that, with sin querer queriendo, without even realizing, it was always like the venue, and they have control. And then I would hear about these nightmare stories that they would bully around the Latino promoters. So I said, and they don't want to give you a contract. And that's when a friend of mine I got to come up with a name, because if I have to move it, then, and that's why a girl.
Like Express.
Yeah. And then a girl told me, why don't you name it Club Roca? And I go,
Roca.
And so I started laughing, like, don't be dumb, man. And then she, no, I'm serious. And she's laughing because she was a prankster.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, Hershey's last name, Cosby last name, all these other products are last names.
It's a catchy name.
I got lucky, I think, yeah. And then when I finally locked up into the venue, the owner was Latino.
Yeah.
So now.
Which one?
It was at the LA Mart. I started Club Roca.
Okay.
We
But
killed
Danny,
it there.
let me ask
Hill
you a question.
Street, right? Hill?
Yeah.
But
Hill,
before we
Washington.
go that way, let me ask you, Danny. So, this is a stupid question, but I gotta ask. So, where did Sexpress come from?
You mean
The name.
concept? Or
Yeah,
just
the-
the
yeah,
name?
yeah.
I think I got it off of a record.
Really? Which one?
Sexpress.
All
Yeah.
right, Mr. Leo, you ready?
Oh, you remember that song, Leo? It was S Express.
You have
And
that?
so I did. I took out the hyphen.
YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Leo, let's go. Round them up. Let's run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got the ones and twos, Mr. Leo Abril. Thanks so much for our special guest, Jimmy Roca, in the house, giving us his past, present, and future. Here we go. On the ones and twos, Leo Abril. Again.
Danny.
Hello. Hey, Florence. Peanuts was the best.
Especially on, was it Monday, right?
You know we got some invites, you guys. You know we got some people on looking, asking questions for Danny Poison. They actually was asking about Peanut, so I suggest you respond, Mr.
I did.
Poison. All right, good stuff.
calles, el ritmo a la vista, el sol se esconde, la noche conquista, mis pies descalzos, la arena palpita, bailando en la luna, bajo las estrellas, giramos sin pausa, las luces son ellas, bailando en la luna, no hay quien lo detenga.
Ella durmió al calor de las masas y yo desperté queriendo soñarla. Algún tiempo atrás pensé en escribirle y nunca sorteé las trampas del amor.
Amor.
All right, that's Leo Brio, ones and twos, baby. Showing his reggae style going on, man. Give us that vibe, baby. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, baby. Bring it home.
guapo, ven pa' acá. Ay, ven pa' acá, muchacho guapo, ven pa' acá. Ay, ven pa' acá. Ay, ven pa' acá. Ven pa' acá. Ay, ven pa' acá. Ven pa' acá. Ay, ven pa' acá. Ay,
Leo Abril on ones and twos, tearing it up with that Latin house, baby. Bring it home. There we go. DJ Leo Abril, ones and twos. Bring it to the end, baby. Bring it home. All right, guys.
Guacamayo prieto, ver palo de ciruela, se sube a la rama y tumba la que quiera. Guacamayo prieto, pájaro lindo, se sube a la rama y coge ese tamarindo. Guacamayo prieto sabe lo que hace, se sube a la rama y se roba un aguacate. Guacamayo prieto, pájaro lindo, se sube a la rama y coge ese tamarindo. Guacamayo prieto, pájaro lindo, se sube a la rama y coge ese tamarindo. Guacamayo prieto, pájaro lindo, se sube a la rama y coge ese tamarindo. Guacamayo prieto, pájaro lindo, se sube a la rama y coge ese tamarindo.
limón. Para robarte un beso, prefiero expreso. Pa' acabar en exceso, por ese fruto seso. Sal, tequila y limón. Para robarte un beso, prefiero expreso. Pa' acabar en exceso, por ese fruto seso. Pa' romper la cadera, maleante la nena. Pa' romperte el hueso.
All right, that's my boy, 1 and 2, Leo Abril, bringing it to the commencing end. We got the boys continuing. Welcome to Yaso Nice Studios. We got our special guest, Jimmy Roca, in the house, so you got to give him the round of applause. If you guys are out there, let's sharing is caring, guys. Take it away.
All right.
That's my boy.
All right, one, okay. Out of all the promoters I've met, and I know a bunch of them, we all have the same mindset, or similar to the same mindset, that this comes first, and then you get this. But what I like about Mr. Roca here, he's just innovating. You think out of the box. And I've always I told Danny the other day, this guy came out of nowhere. You know, you did a bunch of parties, but from my perspective, from our perspective, you just came out of nowhere and said, kaboom. It was like out of Roca. What year was that?
I would say that was 95, 96.
Yeah. And I saw the flyer you gave me was from 98.
98, yes. But when it first started, it was prior to that. And then it was all, remember, I told you I was a teacher and I did dean work. So, like, I was all like, okay, you got to train, 2,000 kids to do this and that and their parents. So I would do campaigns as such, the dress code, and I would add all these things that I would learn from there. And then, believe it or not, I mean, I don't want to get into history, but there was a guy that I learned from in history that would fight all these wars, and instead of killing his name was Rodrigo de Vivar. And at the end of El Cid, like, El Cid, that Spanish place on Sunset, El Cid. So this guy, instead of killing his opponents, he would forgive them, and these guys would be loyal to him. So what I would do is, because I knew how to get venues, so I would get venues where the owners would say, I'll give you 25% and you pay rent. I would get them for 100% of the door. I was the first promoter to get 100% of the door, and I'd give it to the promoters. The guys that would, like, the competition, I'd be like, here, I would go broker the deal and give it to them. They were like, how much you getting? 100%. How much rent? Nothing.
You were middleman it.
What?
You were the middleman.
Well, I did it because I knew that it wasn't about me. It was more of like the brotherhood. Even though they didn't see me as a brotherhood, I had to be like bigger individual, not man, because you can't measure a man. I'm not gonna measure another man, just
not
myself.
Yeah,
but I just knew that we needed to make changes, and I'm not gonna have this little petty fight. The fight was with the big venues and stuff because nobody was getting even 50% of the door, bro.
Yeah. So you went from negotiating deals. But how did Roca start?
So Roca,
because that place just, wow.
Yeah, I put a lot.
You ever been?
No,
L.A. Mart.
During that time when he started Club Roca on Hill Street, right there at the L.A. Mart, I was already starting to work at clubs in Hollywood, so I was busy out there,
DJing.
Man, sometimes 7 nights a week.
Nice.
So a lot of the activities that took place east of the 110 freeway, I didn't really participate in.
Yeah,
and that's your neighborhood, no?
I was sucked up.
Where?
Yeah.
Like by
well,
the 110
yeah,
freeway.
I went. My home school was Fairfax. That's on the west side. But I went to Hollywood. But again, I was always looking for the Latino vibe, so I'd go to the east side. I'd take that. I had a car, so I was
East
like
Los.
The disco, the pretty Latinas, the clubs, the cruising
dance
scene.
Dance contest.
What Danny and his guys had started, like I may not have known them,
Brazil,
but
Brazil
I was
forever.
having a good time. I was enjoying it more than pretty much. I was at another level. I was enjoying it so much I didn't know what the hell was going on except for having a good time.
So at your time, the cruising, that was when it was on Hollywood Boulevard.
So yeah, it was Hollywood.
Elysian Park.
Elysian Park, Stadium Way, Lake. And then, since the cops would come and close us down, I'm here 16 years old saying, okay, let's drive.
On your scam vehicle?
On my scam truck. So I would just, what happened, because we had 25 trucks, so then I would be like the little leader guy. I'm 16 years old, and I had these older guys following me. So I'd go down like Riverside and find, or like, I would go like by the zoo, the parking. Next thing you know, there's like 200-300 cars following. You know, there's 25 trucks going somewhere. Someone's gonna follow. So when they would break up the cruising, like people would, where are we going? I was like, I don't know. We would figure it out as we go. You know, that's how it was. It was all spontaneous, but it was out of love because people like Danny and ourselves, we're not thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about everybody else, really thinking about everybody else, and how do you make them have a good time?
Yeah, it was camaraderie was the key, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
when I was first introduced to the cruising scene, that was cruising on Whittier Boulevard in East LA, but that was like gangster, man, back in my day.
It was.
And then,
they roll up in oldies?
and then a couple of years after that, the cruising was at Montebello
Angel
Park.
Baby.
That was back in the day. That was the disco side, right? You had the disco in Montebello, and then in East LA, you risk your life.
You did.
Always. What are you talking about?
You did.
That's true love. It's true love.
But you know, I went to my first nightclub in Mexico City when I was 13 because I was.
You told me that.
I was kind of tall, and over there it was like
Baby Rocks.
Yeah, well, it was in Mexico City, but yeah, Baby Rocks too. And over there it was, you had to behave, you had to be a gentleman, and all these other things. So I brought a lot of the stuff that I learned as a kid over here, which was be selective, right? So I'd go to the cruising thing, and then I'd only give parties, flyers to like decent guys like us, but. If they look a little rough, I'd be like, oh, okay, what's that? Oh, nothing.
Not to everyone that walked and breathed.
No, you couldn't do that. You had to be selective.
No, I had to pass off lights to everybody.
Yeah, you had to be selective. I always try to be selective.
Thank you, Danny.
I just felt that. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, look, Pierre Cannon has joined The View.
Oh, the
Pierre,
infamous.
Pierre, where are you, baby? I love
the infamous Mr. Cannon. Good luck tomorrow night. It should be a great event.
Yes, as usual.
It's a good time for a spot. Don't forget Quiet Cannon tomorrow night. Pierre and Rafael Vega.
Mr.
Rafael,
Vega,
why don't
Vega.
you come out here and tell us about
He did his job today.
Tell us about your club.
Do it, Rafael.
What do we got?
Well, either way, guys, tomorrow's going to be
live,
happening.
yeah.
Brother Pierre is always very hardworking. I was lucky enough to talk to him today. I'm always encouraging him.
What did he say?
He just gave me love, invited me to come down. I told him I'm always proud of him. He works really hard.
He said everyone's free before 10?
He gives a lot of love, bro. He just said.
That's for Pierre.
I love when he says. When he says "ciao, baby," I love it because I was like, man, he loves me. I think I love that guy.
He makes you feel tingly. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
All right, let's go back to Roca. Tell them how this started.
So again, what happened was I started Roca at the Muse, where the Asian gentleman, the owner, tells me I don't like Mexicans, and I was like, oh, this guy's gonna get it in the face right now.
Whoa.
And then he basically mistreated me, and I was like, oh, this is over. So I told him, you know what? Come next week, this thing's over. He's like, yeah.
But the Muse was wasn't it downstairs?
Bro, he gave me all these obstacles. Couldn't use the front door. How to use the back door.
It was hot.
Like if I was like washing dishes, I was like, okay, I'll make it cool. You're being a dick. I'm gonna make it cool. So
I went there. I went to the Muse. That thing was hot, man.
Yeah.
I had a suit on. I dropped 2 pounds of water.
Yeah, but that was the problem, Jimmy. That it was a 95% of the crowd's Latino, and then I'm getting yelled out by an Asian guy that can't even speak English. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
Tough love.
Yeah. So then I found at the LA Mart, it was a gentleman who was a Latino. So that was a game changer. So I was like, all right.
How'd you find LA Mart?
LA Mart found me. So I was doing my events, bouncing around. I would do them like the Bonaventure. I would do it like in Los Feliz, more on the on this side of town.
By then I already met you.
Maybe not just yet, bro.
No,
I think we met in Pasadena.
We met in Pasadena. It was before LA Mart.
Before LA Mart. Yeah.
You know how I met this dude? Oh man.
Busted.
Equa.
Tell him. Tell the
this
story.
guy did. Where were we? In Pasadena, right?
Shelters.
We're at Shelters. This guy drives up in a Lexus, jamming some salsa.
Look
at this
Olga
dude.
Tañón.
Yeah.
Eres mentiroso.
He's fucking banging that thing. I'm like, who's over there? He lifts up his trunk, has a big old Ecuadorian flag over them all. This dude.
Representing.
Yeah, well, let's go down there. So I walked over there. Hey, what's going on? He goes, what's your name? Jimmy. I'm Jimmy. You're Jimmy. Oh, Tecayo.
Yeah. There's not too many of us, so, I'm proud to be Ecuadorian.
Jimmy's a rare name, man.
Yeah. They try to, absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what? And, it was cool. Like I said, chévere, real simple, real cool. And, we're talking from there. Just, I ran into you, the New Year's party, your other parties. It's just always, okay, you did your thing. You gentlemen, chévere, easygoing, straight to the point, straight shooter.
Well, thank you, bro.
And this is why I've always admired you from. Hey, that's my boy. I'm glad, Equa, we're always getting down.
Thank
In
you,
soccer,
bro.
this year, at least we're in 2 games.
Yeah.
We're going all the way, they say.
But Jimmy, I have a lot of love for the Ecuadorian people, but that's the kind of love that I was taught. Like I said, I had great parents, and when I see an Ecuadorian person, it's family. But I feel I was very lucky to be able to love people, bro. Even like you see everybody, we all sin, we all fall short, but love
that's
love the
trick.
person, hate the sin.
You see, that's the trick with you, because that's why you get the crowd that you get. That's why, because you're a promoter, but you advertise to your friends. Some of the people I advertise, I don't even know them. Hey, just come to the club. But that's why you stand up from a little bit different. You have that special vibe about you.
Yeah, but it's funny because being a promoter, I don't care you're promoting billion-dollar things. It just for some reason it has a bad name.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
So for me,
no one's like standing in front of my house and picketing.
But you see, so when because again, I told you I was a teacher. When you're a teacher, kids know if you care or not. They can detect bullshit.
Oh, for sure. My wife's a teacher.
Oh, okay.
My daughter's a teacher.
Oh, there you go.
And they drink a lot. I'm messing around. I'm messing around.
Well, my point being is that when you're a teacher, that means you genuinely care. You care about whoever, sometimes you care for the guy or the kid that's not doing well. And that's the mentality I had. That's like I'm saying. I was very lucky to be compassionate. And then at the end of the day, the other thing is that people get caught up on the party scene, which is cool. But, it's just a party scene, the way I would say it. There's more. Yeah. So what I started doing, I was like, okay, I'm tired of
the political.
Picking up, trash and do me a favor and kick out my ex-girlfriend and stupid requests like that and play this song, which I know the DJs don't like. But my biggest thing was, who are these people? They're bankers, they're teachers, they're educators, they're parents, they're, whatever they are. And then, at the end of the day, entertainment is important. It's an escape for people from the grind, from the bullshit, from the depression, from all the other stuff. So I always saw entertainment like as a blessing. Like, let's say you go to the beach. You're like, oh my gosh, we're at the beach. Oh, we should come. You feel so good. Well, there you go. Even the beach that's for free brings some type of satisfaction and re-energizes the human being. And that's what I try to provide for people.
So let's go to Roca. So how did LMI come into play? Because obviously you're in the Muse, you're bouncing around from location to location.
Yeah.
And then you found, you said they found you.
They came and solicited me. They were like calling me, stalking me, and it came through a cousin of mine. He's not here anymore. God bless his soul. And so I wound up going. It was a stand-up guy. It was family-owned, Latino people.
What's his name?
Areola family. Yes.
Rest in peace.
No. Well, my cousin's Luis, but the people that gave me the opportunity were Areola. So my cousin went to school with his son.
Okay.
And then that opened up the door. So for me, I would always take it as, okay, we're rerouting some of that money. We're taking away thousands of dollars from the non-Latino owners at the Mine and Giggles and all these other places, and we're bringing it to Latinos. I even got 86th one time, and I thought it was an honor. I was going to Giggles, and I'm going through the back. I'm not even close to the parking lot yet, and all these security guys come to me, and the owner, he passed away, which he mentored me after, but he's like, you Jimmy Roca? Yes, sir. He's like, you're 86th out of my clubs for the rest of your life. I was like, wow, what an honor.
Thank you.
What an honor, because I looked up to him. Well, the humbling thing is that months later, he came and apologized and offered me a job. So, you just never know. You never burn your bridges. Just be cool with people and be positive, and it'll come back.
Okay, so and from there, how do we start the LA Mart?
So the LA Mart.
And who was your team?
So my team, I had, I'll be honest with you, part of my formula was I was bringing about 300, 350 people.
Formula?
I had a formula, bro. You got to have a formula, bro. Yeah,
really?
Like it's a recipe, brother. Yeah.
Well, what was your recipe for that? Because let's all kid aside. That recipe, it just no one can say it worked.
So the recipe was what I learned in Mexico City, which was happening on the west side. That New York style door. But at the end of the day, what my mom taught me, you better treat all the girls like you want your sister treated. So I would approach hundreds of pretty girls, and that was the thing. And tell them, hey, you can come with your brother, your husband, your boyfriend. Everybody's gonna behave. And I started doing the Dean thing, like making sure that they had that service, that smile, and making them safe, because there's a lot of clubs that you go to and, you know, there's 10 guys in line and they're looking like, you know, a bunch of like dogs, you know, barking for beef and shit. Yeah, those guys never got in, bro. And that's what I learned in Mexico City, or in Mexico, in the clubs over there. Yeah.
All right, so who was the team, though?
So at first it was myself. I was bringing about 3 to 350, and then I went out and I knew that I had to bring in help.
At LA Mart?
At the LA Mart. So I brought in one guy, his name is Rigo. Very hard working. He was working with Robert Torres back in the day, back to the past.
That's not Rigo, the one just passed away, not him, right?
No, don't say that. No, God bless. No, but I brought in Rigo.
Oh, excuse me. Rest in peace, Mr. Rigo.
No, he's still alive. He's still alive.
The other one, what was it, Robles, right?
Oh no, that was Robert Torres. So he worked with Robert Torres, and he was a suit guy, right? Okay. And then I brought in some young guys that were working under Joe Cortez, had a guy under him. So my guys were like fifth in line.
So the bottom of what should I say? The lower tier.
And he's like, hey, you know, I give him a percentage. He's like, hey, well, we'll do it for 5%. I was like, all right, young stud, you know, because he's a stud, and his name is Gilbert. And I was like, you know what?
You know Gilbert, Danny?
So Gilbert, so then he had a bunch of guys with him. So he came and asked for 5%. I gave him 20, bro.
Yeah, okay.
And so he was motivated. And so he would bring in not one guy, but he would bring in 100 pretty girls. And we already had pretty girls. Huh? Yeah, so then we went from, and I knew that once I brought him in, we went from like my 300 to 450, and I knew, because I had a formula that I would teach them and how to promote my way, which was personal contact. The flyers are good, but I would do events with no flyers because I was forced to. I was forced to, but it's really talking to people, getting in front of those people. And then we went from 1,000 to 1,500 to like, and then once it was built, I started building relationships with the radio stations, with like Live
Which
Nation.
one?
Groove, K-Love, Power, all of them, bro.
Remember, you tell me the story about the radio station that, you know, I know you told them that give you a percentage.
Oh, yeah. So the radio station would come to me and tell me, hey, we're going to give you discounted commercials for your shows or your events. I was like...
This was where Roca was on his prime,
yeah,
right?
And I was like, I go, we already have, you know, over 1,000 people here, and there's 500 people that can't get inside. And then the radio would go counter to what I believed was, like, quality, right? Yeah. So then I would just give them plugs. Yeah. But what I would do is I would invite not so much the listeners, but the staff. So the radio jocks. So then I started networking with the people, the radio, the salespeople, the people that run the. And then they were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" So then I started consulting and doing events with the radio stations.
Well, back to the club. At the highest peak, how many people did you fit in there?
So we would probably get what the capacity was using space that wasn't even supposed to be used, like lobby space, outside space. Probably about 1,300, but. Probably about 500-600 people outside, which I had never.
For sure.
I had never seen it, but one time I went to a Maná concert, because I would get there at 8 o'clock. I was in the kitchen hiding, because, you know, they're like, hey. I was like, dude, Jimmy's not available. So I'd be stressing out in the kitchen while it was jamming, because you can't come to the front of the door, bro. You get mugged.
Yeah.
And I had to give, you know, respect to the staff that knew what they were doing. And I had a good team. My boy, Willie Oses, basically would run the doors over on the west side at all the Beverly Hills clubs. And then he's like, Jimmy, do me a favor. You're my boy? Yes, because we play Little League Baseball together. He's like, all right. He's like, get the hell out of here and, you know, basically get that.
It was a pain to get in there. To ask for you, it was like, he's not here. What do you mean he's not here?
Yeah. Well, so that happened, right? But so that's pretty much how that happened, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Obviously the success was there. And it opened up a lot of doors for you. What was the ending? I mean, especially that club. I mean, to stop that, it's almost impossible. Because I remember you telling me that one time that I know obviously your capacity, and then half of them went to what's that club down the street?
Oh yeah. This is an awesome story. So one time I'm talking to Dennis, who now they own Muchas
Dennis
Gracias. Dennis today he owns Muchas Gracias with his group. And prior to that, they own Vertigo's Mission.
Oh, that's Dennis Bondi.
Bondi, yeah.
And Tino, yeah.
Yeah.
That's on Figueroa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good,
yeah.
good, okay.
So this is a great story. So
they had it going on for a while, right?
Oh, bro, big time.
Yeah.
I used to go there all the time.
Alternative Nation, they did a good job there for a minute. Yeah.
So he's one of the people that I approached and said, hey, let me bring you 300 people, and you just give a scholarship out to the local schools. Because again, these schools, my friends were teachers at these schools, Lincoln, Belmont, Marshall, Franklin, Belmont, all of them, Roosevelt, Garfield. And so Dennis like, get the F out of here, who are you? So then what happened?
Really?
Well, I get it. Nobody knew who I was, so I understood. So
You came out of nowhere.
So they say, but yes. So then what happened is that Dennis one time tells me, he goes, oh man, Jimmy, one time me and my Tino, his brother, they're really beautiful brothers and gentlemen. He says, so one time we're outside, we were averaging 900 people, and we're down to 150. I'm like, yeah. He's like, we don't know, we're outside. We're like, what are we gonna do? He goes, my girlfriend, my friends, my DJs, nobody showed up, and they're not telling me where I'm at, and they're all hiding at your place, and everybody's like hiding from me. I was like, I'm just listening to the story. I'm like laughing. And then he tells me, he's like, oh man, so it's like about midnight. And all of a sudden we see these cars coming. Jimmy, like 500 cars. I'm like, yeah. Dude, they're all dressed up and everything. I'm like, yeah. So he starts telling me, he's like, yeah, they're all coming. They're all dressed up. And we get like, 700, 800 people. I'm like, cool. He's like, dummy. I'm like, what? He's like, they couldn't get into your place. I was like, oh.
You're maxed out.
To the point where he tells me, he goes, what we did is we just changed our dress code, and he goes, and we thanked you, me and my brother. True story. I wish he would probably say the story better, but I'm trying to say it as much as I remember, but it really humbled me. But again, to me, it was like, the bigger picture, And even
Dennis is real cool.
I love Dennis. Yeah. I did my birthday party there last year, and we rocked it.
What happened with that?
We rocked it. Like,
did you break any records?
So they say. I didn't want to. I didn't ask for that. So
the truth is the truth.
So we're hanging out. I love Dennis, and it's my birthday. After we're having drinks, and then Hector, the door guy, comes, and he's like, "Hey, they broke your record." He's like, "What?" Yeah. I'm like, "What record?" I'm just listening to them talk. He's like, "Oh yeah, Dennis's birthday, because his grand opening was on his birthday." And I remember I was gonna go, but I was in Mexico. And Dennis looks at me. He's like, "You fucker." I'm like, "What?" Because I broke his record, but I didn't ask. But we did really well. It was cool. But you know what? When I did that, Jimmy, part of me was like, like that movie, Tombstone, he did it for the reckoning. I wanted the respect, but you know who I wanted the respect for more than anybody? Myself. So I did it for myself, bro. And then I used all that money.
You can do it.
I just had to prove it to myself. And then Dennis gave me a big chunk of money, and I went to go, to Colombia, bro.
How's Colombia, Medellin?
Beautiful people, food, amazing culture, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny.
You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got a pretty funny one right here. Jorge Hernandez says, "Hey, DJ Danny, why are you so quiet?" It's true, man. You got to speak up, brother. Come on now. This is your show.
Legend.
It's your show, Mr. Legend.
Well, we could talk about this a little later.
Oh my God. So
Jimmy's rocking.
No, we're doing good.
Jimmys are heavy. Get on, man.
But the truth is that I got excited, Danny. When you were here, I was all humble. I was like, man, I'm gonna go see Daddy. I'll be honest. You're younger than me, bro. We're already boys. But this guy right here, bro. This is the man.
That's Mr. Poison. I mean, they come because of Poison.
So my boy Polo Molina, I told him I was gonna see you. He's like, oh, Danny. I don't know if you know.
Polo? Was he? Oh shoot. Let me see.
Speak up to the mic.
Mr. Polo, did he hang out with some promoters back in the day?
Polo is as big as they get, bro. He's at the universal level, bro. Yeah. Okay. He manages like Talent, the Peas, and a bunch of other people. And I told him, I'm gonna see these guys, and like, cause we had talked about the scene and how much as cool it is, and we'll just leave it at that. But he's also a fan of yours. Told me to say hello. He knows who you are, of course, and he's a legend himself. Besides just managing the Peas and Gerardo Ortiz and all these people, when he was a kid, he and his cousins, they would basically do events in the Northeast LA. They went to Catholic schools, so
like Salesian and stuff like that?
He went to Bosco. He's a very smart guy. And then his sisters, they all went to like Holy Family. So my brothers and sisters and cousins, well, not my brother, but my sister and my cousins, they all went to school with his sisters and cousins. And so we're good friends. So I told him I was going to see you. He's like, oh, yeah, Danny.
Well, we got to bring him down next time.
Well, like I tell Danny, I mean, look, the reason we do this show is because there's stories behind these promoters. I mean, from the highest level, Mr. Roca and Mr. Poison, to the lowest level, like, myself and Mr. Leo. We all went through our struggles, and we all have, a very unique perspective of, like I said last time, our 15 minutes of fame. Some people have a longer 15 minutes. Some have, very short 15 minutes. But bottom line, we all have a little bit of shine in ourselves to express ourselves into our party ways. And I have had a million stories that I've failed and I was successful for a minute, and the light dims quickly. But for others like yourselves, it shines through. But going back to the Roca, so after Roca, when it went down, was it the licensing? What happened?
No, so what happened there is that the two sisters that inherited the building wound up selling it at the Millennium. So then from there, I bounced over and I got a spot at the Wilshire Grand, which is today the Wilshire Intercontinental. So I started doing events there, and I officed out of there for 3 years. That was like in a movie in itself, right? And then from there, I started saying, okay, let's ramp it up again. That was me kind of going like on sabbatical hiatus. So I was like, take it easy, 300, 350, because I couldn't go under 500. If I went under 500, it wasn't worth it anymore, right?
How did you end up with the Dodgers?
So with the Dodgers, I started.
I work for the Dodgers, man.
So it wasn't me, bro,
Tell
because
the story.
what happened was that I created a system where eventually I would have cards, and there was like 50, 60, 70 people that had a Roca card, and I had policies, like I mentioned to you when I was a teacher. So they would go and get into clubs. A lot of my guys would get jobs because they were associated with the party scene, bro. So they'd get jobs at the radio station, TV station, because a lot of those people were my clients. I was more like, you want commercials? I'm like, no, I want the people that work there to come. And I started building those relationships. And so at the end of the day, the people that, a lot of the guys that would work for us, they would say, hey, they would always bring me stuff. Hey, Jimmy this and Jimmy that. So I learned how to take advantage in a positive way of the relationships. Yeah. And the majority of the times when I was asking for favors or connecting people, a lot of times I would do things where I didn't benefit, but I was connecting 2 other people, empowering 2 other Latinos.
Look at the long run.
Yeah, why not, Because at the end of the day, you start doing, because you're in a position to do it, so you almost feel responsible, I would see it, to connect people. And then good things come from that.
Okay.
Yeah, so just,
So let me ask you a question. Okay. So obviously you have an extended career, and you did very well for yourself. I mean, because when someone brings out the name Mr. Jimmy Roca, you can't say, oh, he's this, oh, they're protesting, oh, there's no bad taste in anyone's mouth. It's always just, a class act. What would you say was like one of your biggest disappointments in your promoting career?
So I saw, I mentioned this to you earlier, like you have Cain and Abel, right? Cain killed his brother Abel. So a lot of that exists in our community. And so I was more like, we got to rehabilitate Cain before he starts killing his brothers. So a lot of times, some of the disappointments is that it's a tough business. Entertainment's a tough business, very cutthroat. There's no rules.
And there's a lot of competition.
And the thing is, sometimes it's crazy because you have like a person that, like, at the end of the day, if you're doing what you're doing, you don't have to worry about anybody. All of a sudden, you're like, who's this person that's a threat to me that they're not even doing it for the money? They got a lot of time in their hands, and they're just a lot of haters. But you deal with that, and you know what you do? You just win them over, man. I've had a lot of guys come up to me, oh, I hated you this whole time. I was like, I don't know who you are, but God bless you. And then they would apologize and give me a hug and a wet, sweaty kiss. I was like, oh, man, okay.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't know about my, fellow DJs over here, but can you kindly, restate, how you, how you examine a DJ? Tell me about your DJ friend again.
So at the end of the day,
listen up, DJs.
No. You got to give love to the DJs, man.
Here we go.
Because
I remember word for word, but by all means, please.
No. The DJs are special, man. Like, if I wanted to be anything, it'd probably be a DJ. But what happened was that
Mr. Political.
I just worked everything backwards, right? For me, it was like, get the people in here. There's a saying, there's this guy, he's a coach for real estate. He was like, a prospect, promote and never stop promoting, and you'll fix all the flaws. So at the end of the day, I was like, I wasn't focused on, to me, it didn't matter who was DJing. It was like, I just got to get those 700-800 people there.
Who was your DJ?
Like, they were no-name guys. They went from no-name guys to working, I'm a Roca guy, became radio DJs. But
who was your main DJ?
Like the ones that I had that were well known was Raw Risque.
No, before him. Before all of them. We talked about
Oh, my friend Danny, man.
Yeah, Danny, there you go. Tell me about him.
He was loyal. He was the Korean guy who spoke Spanish that didn't know how to DJ. You know,
Can he catch a beat?
No, not at all, bro. But he was loyal, and he would be the administrator. So
But he had 700 people in front of him.
Yes, but and then he
In
was
the beginning.
He was a superstar, but I don't know why. He knows he wasn't good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're in the right situation. That's only that important.
He was
What do you
loyal.
think about
And
Danny?
he was loyal, and he would bring the equipment. So I gave him his space, and I gave him his lane, so he can empower himself.
He tells me, I asked him, so what about DJs? He goes, well, you know what? I used a lot of different DJs, but in the beginning, I had no names. I'm all, no names? Well, didn't need DJs. I had people I had other promoters bring girls, and as long as they play the top 10, we're good.
Yeah.
What's your statement about hiring DJs? How do you feel about that, Poison?
I just would collaborate with a lot of different DJs, give people opportunities. Especially my selection of a DJ had to do with that person's personality type and how they would react to the crowd and how the crowd had respect for them. Because that was my thing, is you needed more people in order to generate more people. So it was a formula that worked for me.
And it worked really well.
I didn't have that talent.
No,
I wish I knew what he just said.
That's the trick, you see.
I didn't. I didn't.
That's the trick between you two, because obviously you guys, done some really fantastic things. But the way you approach your promoting and the way Danny approaches his promoting is completely different. Danny did the old traditional way. Tell him about the story how you first started promoting, Danny. You started playing out. I think it was even a real 1200. It was a. You told me about the.
Oh, you're talking about. When I first saw like DJ equipment, I was telling you that little story.
Yeah.
But I ended up working the door at a party. I was in high school. I was like 16 years old, and I saw. I believe that the way the guy had it set up was they didn't even have 1200s back then. Everybody, all DJs, right? SL 1200 Mach 2s. I believe they were Techniques turntables, but they were what's called the B101s. It was a belt drive turntable and had a little dial to control the speed. But the way the guy set up his speakers was he had 2 amplifiers. They were like home stereo amps. He had a turntable connected to one amp.
A long time ago.
And then the amps were connected to the pair of speakers at the same time. So he would use the volume knob on the amplifier, raise the volume, and once he reached a certain point, he would just lower the volume, and that's how they did the mix.
Bro, tell me that's not talent.
Hey, they didn't have Serato back then?
There was no Newmark, they didn't have a mixer yet. The first mixer I saw was a little tiny little box like this. It was you would buy it at Radio Shack. It was called Realistic.
They didn't have, what's that called, that little button? Hey, Leo, what's my favorite button on that mixer? Sync. They don't have sync? I love sync. You have it?
Phono 1, Phono 2, and a microphone.
Off the beat. Oh.
That's OG. Yeah. That's OG.
But you see, that's the way he approached things. Is traditional. The way you've done things, like I've always said it. He came out of nowhere, and it's just a whole. You flipped the game around, and obviously it worked for you because no one can deny the truth. The truth is that you had Roca. You went into a different clubs, and you did it all over again. But I do have a kind of intriguing question: is what does the future look like for you?
Oh, it's not over, Jimmy. It's not over.
It's not
baby.
over?
It's not over, baby.
Is this your last run? You got another run in you?
So, it's funny because I like to think I don't have haters, but they exist. Oh, man.
All the time.
They're going to be so upset. But they can come and have a good time. We'll just leave it at that. I'll let you know probably sometime next week, Jimmy. Today I heard the good news.
You got the good news?
But I've learned to stay quiet until the deal is done. We'll go from there.
Danny, we have another run in us?
As long as I'm still alive and kicking, I'm down for something.
All right.
Yeah.
But I am on vacation at the present time.
Danny hasn't jumped behind a turntable since
He's gone.
I think since I graduated.
I have been on vacation for 15 years.
Daddy's just pulling the string.
He loves it. He loves it.
Daddy's going to be pulling my string and your string. A ver, cabrones, you youngsters.
What do you mean? It's called a whip. It's called a whip. Mr. Jimmy, any shout outs to anybody?
Always Mr. Roca, my dad, my brother, my supporters, my sister, the family, the Rocas, my crew, Bobby, the boys, Polo, Omar, all my guys, Juan, Marco, and obviously Jimmy, you too. Thank you for having me here, Paisano, and it's a pleasure to sit next to this man right here, legendary. And thank you to Leo, your brother, and all the Ecuadorian people and everybody, and Rafael. So God bless, man. Appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
Question.
Yeah, here we go. Question.
What happened to Walter?
Yeah, well, you know, Walter. I asked
Yeah.
him. We have mad love for Walter.
Yeah.
Walter treated us really well.
Yeah, Walter's amazing. He's Ecuadorian too.
Hey,
So,
but
hey,
wait.
qua,
I think you owe me money, bro.
Who?
Because thinking now, I should got a better deal. I'm sorry.
Bro, you should have talked to
La
the
Fonda,
boss.
I know.
You didn't talk to the boss. But
Walter, we need to renegotiate a past deal.
So Walter and I had a good run. He became a family man.
I got married.
He's like an investor. He's doing really well. And God bless him. He's just raising his kid, and he's not in the scene, yeah. But that guy, man, he's going into the Hall of Fame.
No, hey, you know what? You know what people don't remember is the one behind the person. The one that.
Oh no, the guy behind me was me, bro.
I know.
Like what was it? What is it? Snoop Dogg? What was that thing? Snoop Dogg. I like to thank me for this and me for that and me for this.
We need to talk, Danny. We need to talk because hey,
You know,
I like to thank me, Jimmy Poison.
There you go, Jimmy Poison.
Hey, it's hard work advertising this shit.
No. Go. I gotta answer that question, bro, because
Fire away.
I gotta answer that question, bro, because I give a lot of love and I spoil my guys, but at the end of the day, man, like, you know, I had to pay for my own. I had to do my own cold tailing, bro. Yeah, I had to pay my dues.
Well, your dues. Well, that's a different conversation. But you know, Danny, did you pay your dues?
I paid my dues, man.
Okay, I want to meet the person that tortured Danny.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, please bring him out. Hey, someone unbury the guy because we need to talk.
I'll tell you, I spent enough time. I started off working the door at parties. I was a cashier. I used to set up tables. I used to sweep afterwards. I used to have to go around and pick up bottles and cans.
I don't believe it.
Shit all around the neighborhood.
I do.
Hey,
I
sounds
did
like
it
what
all,
we used
man.
to do, huh?
I've
Load
seen
the
'em.
system, stay late, get me coffee, wake me up on time, take this girl home. I'm a what?
I had lifted B36s, L36s, V35s, V32s, JBLs, Rankus Hines, man. I set it all up.
You had us live.
I have rolled up.
Hell yeah.
I have rolled up many a cable, you know.
My back is still fucked up for that.
Speaker cables, extension cords, plug lights in, unplug lights, you know.
Classic.
Breakup fights, you know. Everything.
Of course.
All of the above.
Hey, those girls are crazy nowadays, huh?
Hey, you know what, man? This is a lot of fun, guys. This is awesome.
Once again,
Yeah.
you're here at Yasso Night Studios. I'd like to thank everyone for coming, actually for showing up. It's been a pleasure to have Mr. Jimmy Roca.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Give
so
him a
much,
round of
Mikael.
applause for Jimmy Roca. That's how we do it.
Thank you.
Mr. Danny Poison.
Yeah, another round of applause. The legend, the myth, and Mr. Jimmy Thrill in the
Thank
house.
you so much. I'd like to thank everyone for showing up, for tuning in, and I'd like to thank my beautiful wife for helping me out with this, because this is a tough job. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how she keeps this house clean. This is difficult. But thank you, and we're out.
Okay,
right.
ladies and
And
gentlemen.
just a quick
Here
mention
we
that
go.
this is just a labor of love, so it's a work in progress. So you might see little mistakes, so people are catching some little errors, but that's okay.
You got it. Jimmy Roca, thank you so much for showing up, baby, man. This was awesome. This was awesome. Before we can continue, I got a special shout out straight from me. I got my old high school friend, Mario. What's going on, Blockhead? It's me, Manny. Manny B in the house. I got the ones and twos, Jammin', James, bringing it home. Peace.
Jumping.
Sexy.
All right, he's tearing it up. Jammin' James on the ones and twos. Bringing it home for us.
Everybody, I think I've tried to do it as a live performer. You start to weed out the waste, and there's nothing but just this. Right. You doing it, she does it, he does it as an actor.
Oh shit, here he goes. He's feeling it. Bring it home, man.
Feel the beat. Everybody, at least I think I've tried to start to weed out the waste, and there's nothing but just this.
Yes. At least my boy Jammy James getting down on the ones and twos. Once again, this is DJ Leo Abril. I want to say thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. That was an amazing interview with Jimmy Roca, with my boys, Jimmy Thrill and Danny Poison. Here we go, Jammy James, take it away.
Wait a minute. How that motherfucking beat go again?
Poison in the house. Just about to get his groove on. His grub on.
What the fuck?
We're almost done.
Okay. How that motherfucking beat go again?
That's what my pastor called us, baby. Alligator boogaloo, midnight creeper. I don't play nothing but funky music, baby.
All right. That's our boy Jammin' James and the ones and twos, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. This is Ya So Nice presenting Mr. Jimmy Roca in the house. Again, thank you so much for you guys tuning in and showing us love. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for everything. We out. Peace.